University with his students, or some of his students I should say. As you know, the City Council has approved the construction of a multimodal transportation bridge on 3rd Street at Paradise Creek and has selected option C, including two-way bicycle lanes along 3rd Street corridor. Tonight we're sharing this open house opportunity to take a look at what Professor Ramani's students envision as enhancements to our 3rd Street corridor project that is moving forward this summer. I appreciate these students and their outside-of-the-box thinking on what we can do to continue to improve our community. Also, I'd like to take a moment and thank all those folks who brought us to this point, the Transportation Commission, and specifically the Transportation Subcommittee, who spent countless hours over many weeks this winter vetting a wide range of options to determine the best fit for our community and how this project will proceed. With that, I'd like to introduce Professor Ramani, if you'd like to come up, sir, to give us an overview of his students' work before we break so we can mingle and learn more about these concepts. So, Professor Ramani.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely, thank you.
You got it.
Thank you all for being here. Perhaps a moment, a few words about recapping the last couple of months and where we've been and where we've come and why we're here today. So again, my name is Ayad Ramani. I'm an associate professor of architecture at WSU, and I've been working with both communities for a number of years, and I'm delighted to be a part of this democratic dialogue, I'll call it. Whether we go this way or that way, it's nice to be a participant in affecting your community one way or another. About a couple of months ago in February, we held a workshop with the community, with some of you here, in which I asked some of the students, both from University of Idaho and WSU, to come and share their ideas, or hear the community first and then share their ideas and dialogues with the community about what's possible, what we can do with something, as impactful, as present, as controversial as the bridge that we're talking about. So we spent, I think, like 3.5 hours meeting with the community, generating ideas. Then we got up on the board and put down some words, drew some diagrams, went back and forth. And by the end of that meeting, we felt that we've generated some really good ideas. Nothing final, but some really good points, some suggestions that we can go by, we can develop. So I mentioned to a couple of the council women and the community in general that we would be delighted to pick up where we left off and go back home to our schools and look at what we've generated and develop them in terms of diagrams, images, further ideas. And over the last couple of months, I've been talking to some of you in this community about how to do that. And long story short, here we are today, and I'm delighted again to be here. What we have for us today are 5 different ideas, and they're really just that for now. We didn't want to necessarily propose too much or bombard you with too many images, but some diagrams and some basic visuals that will help us generate some words, some imaginations, potentials as to what can happen in this case. We are taking it as a rule, if you will, as a go-ahead that the bridge is a done deal. For a while, and as some of you may have read my article, I was suggesting something different. The community, I think the city has decided otherwise. That is fine, at least for me. I mean, that's part of the democratic dialogue. And so since our workshop, the students and I have taken it as a rule that what we should be working with is not necessarily a pocket park or some other non-bridge idea, but the bridge idea. What can we do with the bridge that has already been designed, basically? And so what we are going to go over today are some visuals and potentials with that strategy and design in mind. So I took the drawings of the bridge, I shared them with the students. We spent a couple of hours brainstorming, and then I sent them away to design and generate these boards. And again, so what I'd like to do today is have them, I know it's a little bit of a distance between the audience and the board, so maybe what we could do is ask the students to come up and pick up one of the boards. We can get a little closer to you, because there are small boards, and talk about them. Talk about what they embody, talk about what they aspire to. And again, the idea is to simply throw some potentials at you, and then maybe get you to ask questions, and together come up with even a minimum of an intervention that could make what I consider to be a strictly engineering project a little bit more communal, a little bit more humane perhaps, a little bit more attractive than just a couple of planks over the river. And I don't know, is that an okay idea to come
Sure,
to have the students
absolutely.
come up? And I'm going to introduce one of the boards, but I'd like to start with Tucker, and maybe he can pick up one of the boards and come up here, and then sort of share it with the audience. If you want to get a little closer to see, that would be even better.
Just want to grab an easel over here.
Yeah.